Díomh agus fáilte Hiclóra Community Focus. Hello and welcome to the Community Focus programme. This programme is sponsored by Eason's of Main Street Cavan and Pear Street Mullingar. This programme highlights the work of community groups in County Cavan and the contribution that they make locally. If you would like to comment on the show or have your community initiative or issue featured, please email drumlinmedia@gmail.com or contact us via our Facebook page or on Twitter @CavanTV, or by including #CavanTV in any of your tweets. The show is of course going out live on the internet and on Smith's Cablevision in Cavan Town. In just over 3 weeks' time, Cavan will host Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann for a third successive year. The Fleadh in Cavan has built on the traditional format of the Fleadh to include the arts and much, much more. Joining me now in studio to talk about events planned under Mórthas an Cavan is Jim Sullivan. Jim, very welcome here.
Thanks, Laura.
And thanks for joining us this evening. First of all, I suppose Mórthas an Cavan, what is it?
Well, Mórthas an Cavan literally means the pride of Cavan, but in effect it means the accompanying events programme to accompany the Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann. And this is the third year, and we've learned every year, I suppose, from its inception that our programme has developed as we went along. Mm-hmm. The first year we had lectures and various programmes initiated by the Arts Office in relation to music, dance, etc. And but as we went on, we sort of listened to visitors to Cavan Town as to what they would like. So we've developed our programmes each year as we gone along. And this year, 2012, will be the most comprehensive programme of events to date. So
what have you planned for this year under the Mórthas an Cavan programme?
Well, as you know, Laura, the Fleadh this year runs from August the 10th to August the 20th, which is really over 2 weekends. And the same happened in 2011. But 2011 we felt that the first weekend was sort of quiet. So we've initiated a lot of events for that first weekend. And one of them is the conference that we've developed for the museum in Ballajim stuff, called the Melting Down Conference. And how that came about, it was Cavan Genealogy a number of years ago received a letter from America, from somebody tracing their roots, and in the letter it said that a family in Ireland was writing to those who emigrated to America, and they gave a report on the old homestead, and they said it was actually melting down. So we thought that was a good theme for a theme of emigration, and we put together
going back into the ground,
into the ground, actually sort of sinking into the ground, that it wasn't inhabited anymore. So we've put together a comprehensive programme of speakers for Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th.
So it's the opening weekend.
The opening weekend of Fleadh. So that's an exciting venture, and it's sort of taking events out of Cavan Town too. Even though the Fleadh is centralised in Cavan Town, we want to showcase our county as well, you know.
Absolutely.
And we have Dr. Fitzgerald from OMA, who's the foremost expert really on emigration to America, speaking. Professor Mannion, likewise for emigration to Canada. Dr. O'Connor, who will explore the whole theme of place and the fact that when people emigrated they had to leave their place behind, maybe never to see it again.
Yeah.
And so we thought we'd have somebody to speak on place. And then the local drama group in Crushlaw have just completed a very successful production of The Field, and we know that the theme of The Field again is place. Yes. So we thought that was a useful theme to bring as well. And the Ulster American Folk Park in Oma, which, as you know, is as a fine interpretive centre of the whole theme of emigration, have an outreach group who are going to perform excerpts from An American Wake. So we thought that would blend in with our conference too. So that's exciting. Now, that event is happening in Ballajim.
You have a copy. There's
I have a copy of it here, Laura, as well.
On it, yeah.
And people actually, it's very keenly priced, because I have to compliment Anne-Marie Corley from the Heritage Office in Cavan Town. Cavan County Council is subsidising this event. Very keenly priced at €10 for Friday evening, €20 for the full conference. So it's good value in hard times. You know.
Absolutely, and for the array of speakers that you have,
and for the array of speakers we have, indeed, you know. So you'll and bearing in mind that next year, 2013, is the year of the gathering, which is a national initiative. I think this sort of dovetails well with the theme, because local groups throughout Ireland really will be encouraging people who have emigrated to various parts of the world to return for events. And the very successful information evening was held in Kilmore Hotel last week, where over 150 people attended to throw out ideas for events that might take place.
We'll actually be showing a little bit of that after I've spoken to you, Tom, because Cavan TV were there last Wednesday, and Brian has recorded some footage from it.
Yeah.
But it was very, very well attended event.
Oh, it was indeed. And
it's great. It shows that there is interest in this, and
absolutely.
I suppose it's that, renewed confidence in the county, and probably as a result of the FLA with that can-do attitude.
Through it, and it's good to keep momentum going, because we've had 3 very successful years of the FLA in Cavan, and I suppose really Cavan brought more to the FLA than just music. We developed it as an actual festival, and this will help to make 2013 a success as well. And because of the experience we've had in organising the FLA, I think we should have a good head start, so to speak, for 2013. But as we said, this event is starting on the first weekend. But as well as that, we've tours and walks, because we did a study after year 1 as to what people would like to see at the FLA, and that first weekend of the FLA, let's say from Monday to the end of the week, is to do really with competitions, and children come from all over Ireland to, as you know, compete. But there might be something for their parents to do while they're competing. So we thought we'd have walking tours of Cavan Town and historical tours of the county as well, and we're running those historical tours of the walking tours of the town really every day. In fact, sometimes twice a day.
We actually had Michael Swords in here with us, and he's absolutely...
Well, Michael's a great expert.
Oh, absolutely. He's brilliant.
It's second nature to him,
Yeah. Very, very
knowledgeable. It really is a labour of love for Michael,
Yeah.
So he is one of our expert tour guys, and we have Fiona Duffy who works in Cavan County Council, who will do the afternoon tours. But as well as that, we have on that first Friday as well, there's a tour of West Cavan, which was initiated by the Swan and Bar Cultists, and we were delighted to work with them. So and we've had about 20 odd bookings already for that West Cavan tour, which will start from Cavan Cathedral. And I'd just like to emphasise that there's still room and spaces available to go on that West Cavan tour. And we've a tour on Wednesday of the same week then to the east, being Good Hill, Ballioborough, Virginia, and those events can be booked through the museum or Cavan Genealogy, and all this information is available on the FLA website. And there is a further tour of the Kilmore area on the Tuesday to, as we say, Kilmore is very historic, Archbishop Bedell, Cloghook, Castle, and that goes to the museum. So nobody will miss out on anything.
Tours.
Pardon?
There's a number of different tours.
And nobody will miss out on anything that's happening in Cavan Town, because the idea is that people will leave the town in the morning and be right back in the evening to hear and see various events as well, And
well, it's nice to do something different like that as well.
Just
see a bit more of the county.
Absolutely, and as you said, see more of the county, so that everything isn't just centralised in the town.
Yeah.
So as well as that, on the first weekend too, we have this new No Musical Demarcation big concert out in the Dome.
Yes.
That Martin Donoghue and Willie Drennan initiated through the Culture Cavan project. We were very lucky to get funding from the International Fund for Ireland for that. And the idea is that musicians will come from this side of the border and the north of the border as well, and showcase their talent and sort of to break down physical and religious, all type of barriers. So there's no barriers, and everyone can come, and the Dome holds 2,000, and there's a fantastic lineup of musicians and performers, so it's a great opportunity to
there is a huge lineup of under, and I suppose in the arts and Worths and Cavan, and it's brilliant to see that it really is a FLA that's offering something for everybody.
It is. There's everything in relation to music, drama, dance, all type of performances. Art, I mean the Rianta Art Fair will be on throughout Cavan. The Philip Doherty's FLA Town, which was very successful, the company, it's sort of back in place again.
And of course now that he's won the
absolutely, and the begrudgers, I think, was spawned from the FLA Town initiative. And then there's lectures also. There's about 4 lectures I think taking place in the library. Father Athar Micheál McGrail, who has carried out tremendous work on the whole aspect of the traveller community, is going to speak on traveller culture. Thomas Walsh, who we all remember our school days and the poems we learned at school, and he's written the book Favourite Poems We Learned at School, so he will be speaking about poems to bring us back to our childhood.
Yeah,
and then Agnes Farley, who was really the founder, I suppose, of Camogie in Ireland, and a great lady in relation to the Gaelic League. There will be a lecture on her as well. So there's lots of variety.
Absolutely,
Lots happening, you know.
So, listen, Tom, we'll have to leave it there. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks
very much, and I'm sure it'll be a huge success.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we'll just go to a short ad break. Last Wednesday, Cavan County Council held a public information meeting on the gathering in the Hotel Kilmore. The meeting was a huge success and was very well attended. Everyone was there to offer suggestions on what people might do as individuals, community and indeed as a county for the gathering in 2013. Cavan TV was there last Wednesday to record some of the suggestions and capture the support that is out there from the various agencies and individuals.
We're at the Hotel Kilmore at the public meeting of the gathering. Paddy, there's a large number in attendance here, so you must be expecting a very positive outcome.
We're delighted. I mean, as you can hear in the background there's a great buzz and great sense of excitement. You can hear some fantastic ideas coming out through for events in 2013, and delighted with the response.
Well, this, as you say, is for 2013 and beyond. A follow-on from the success of the Cavan will need something to replace it.
Well, yeah, indeed. I mean, we're looking for probably a couple of headline events that would replace the FA. I suppose the reality is you could would never replace the FA, but something that could take its place. And it's not just major events. We're looking for minor events that can take down at parish level. GA clubs that may look to set up their own club reunions, get people back. It's all about connecting with our diaspora abroad and getting people back into Cavan in 2013.
And with the economic climate that prevails at the moment, I suppose some industries are struggling, especially the hospitality thing, and this is a great opportunity for them.
Oh, it's a fantastic opportunity. I mean, the idea is nationally to get 352,000 extra visitors into Ireland, which would generate 170 million. And the bottom line in Cavan, we're looking to maximise our share of the market there.
Lots of ideas.
So there seems to be a very positive buy-in, judging on the number of people and are they from throughout the county?
It's spread throughout the whole county, from Cavan Town, Blackline, Kingscourt, Baileyborough, every town, Ballyconnell. There's been people from every section of the county is here, and all the major organisations, the GEA, the IFA, the ICA, the Scouts. I mean, every organisation has sent representations here tonight.
That was Paddy Connaughton from Cavan County Council. Our next clip, we were talking to Jack Keys, the county manager.
Gilmore, you're chairperson of the steering committee for the gathering. A very successful night.
First of all, the turnout is much greater than even our wildest dreams. So I think there's almost 200 people here, which is one of the biggest, if not the biggest yet, in any rural county, which is a great sign for Cavan, and it augurs well for next year. As you probably know, the gathering really is about us trying to get the people who left Ireland, or the people who have abroad for Ireland, back into the country next year. If you think about it, if 60 people visit the country, it creates one job. So this whole notion it has a basis in our economic situation, but also I think in our role, the whole way that we like to keep contact with our diaspora abroad. And Cavan people in particular have great connections with the Cavan people who are all over the world. Through the Cavan associations, we meet a lot of them in our visits abroad. There's a lot of Cavan people out there, so there's a great opportunity for us here.
But possibly Cavan is also fortunate in that it had the flag pole in Ahern for the last 2 years, and this is the final year, and with crowds up to 300,000, Cavan has really been showcased worldwide.
Yes, I think it's given Cavan people abroad as well a sense of pride in the county, and some of them have come home every year, some of them have come home for 1 year to flat. But I think there's so much to do now in Cavan, and if we can put on a great programme of events, which I'm confident we can do next year, and that's what tonight is about. It's about coming up with the ideas about what communities, what clubs might do next year, that those people will return again. If any idea in the world we're open to hearing it tonight, and I'm sure you'll be recording some of those ideas in a little while. It could be it might be as simple as you talking to your cousin abroad and getting them home. If every one of us brought home one person in the country, we'd have 4.5 million people visiting the country. That'd be incredible.
Well, from the gathering here, I've noted people from different parts. I'm native to Foothill, and I've travelled the country in the previous employment, and I've noticed people from throughout the county here. So it's not just a Cavan initiative, it's from all the towns and villages throughout the county. So there's a great buy-in from people.
Well, I think actually it's the rural communities. I'd be very confident that they're really going to grasp the opportunity that's offered here, because I think rural communities, first of all, tend to be pretty united because everybody knows everybody. They also perhaps then are in a position where they might have an existing festival, for example, but might not make the festival a little bit special next year and bring home, just make a special effort. The local development association might decide to do something new or whatever, and then we might have 1 or 2 large events which we haven't even thought about.
So everyone can benefit, apart from the hospitality thing, which we normally associate with festivals, with hotels, catering, B&Bs, but within rural communities, small events that people organise locally, maybe fundraising for a charity or fundraising for their own voluntary body. This can contribute getting people home through the gathering, through their local events.
Well, I'll give you an example. I was coming in tonight and I saw the signs out for the Breffney Challenge, which is the great race, run, stroke, walk that's organised. It's for cancer, as you know, every year. It raises about €100,000 and it ends up in Ireland. But what happened is that committee said next year we're going to have our usual numbers, but we're now going to try and get Cavan people abroad who like to run or like to exercise. People simple things like that. They might get an extra 100 people to come, and that'd be wonderful.
And also through the gathering with the publicity, it may even encourage more people to go. So maybe key events might be challenged throughout the year as key events, and allow further development maybe through the gathering for people to take part in those.
Definitely. I mean, the hope would be that even the events might gather a bit of momentum for future years, and we are trying to look beyond the flag. It's very difficult to replace the flag because it's such a big event, but I think we've raised the awareness of Cavan outside the county, and I think this is a really important part of us trying to maintain the momentum that has generated.
But also another initiative that's been in the forefront now is the branding of Cavan. So it means that when people think of Ireland or think of going anywhere, that they think of possibly Dublin first, and your hope, I suppose, is to have them think of Cavan second, possibly third.
Well, that would be the ideal. I mean, we're coming from a low base, let's be honest about it, we know that. If we can get Cavan up that ladder, when people think of going for a weekend, or think of coming home, or coming from outside of Ireland, that Cavan, which really, I think is a place that you can get a taste of the real Ireland now. I mean, I was in Galway at the Volvo boat race last Saturday or last Sunday. It was a good event, a lovely event, but it's a city and it's crowded and it's not the real authentic Ireland. I think Cavan has that in buckets, so we have a great product to market over the community.
Yeah, so different initiatives that might be just a walking tours of certain places, maybe tours of the historical and cultural places within the county, that some of them are going back a couple of thousand years, even older than Newgrain.
Yes, and maybe the gathering will help us to actually package some of those, because we have an awful lot to show in the county, but sometimes we don't put it together, we don't put it in front of people and say, well, that's the walk, and here's the interpretation of the walk. The local historian might know it, but when a tourist comes to the county, that tourist has got to be able to pick up a leaflet to show where to go and make it
get the person that has the professional knowledge of the area. But this is a work in progress in a sense, with 2013 and beyond. What is the next stage of this development?
Well, as you alluded to earlier on, we are going to introduce this branding of Cavan, and that effectively means getting a number of key messages out about Cavan, and also a certain image. Now, we have a very strong basis to work off in the flag, a lot of strong blue colours, for example, very sort of they're kind of well known subconsciously by people out there. So that's a really important step, and that will mean that if we promise people abroad when they come to Cavan to be looked after, we have to deliver on it. So if a tourist comes to a small town, have we got the walks ready? Have we got the leaflets ready for it? So it's going to put the onus back on us when we do this branding as well. So it's all coming
well,
together.
you have good people. You have Martin Gaffney. You have also Marion Smith that's very proactive both at the flat time and presumably into the branding of Cavan and the gathering. And also you have the legacy of Martin Donoghue, who's a great ambassador for Cavan, probably worldwide now at this time.
Absolutely, we have the most wonderful people here. But let's be honest, the real heroes and heroines of the flag have been the people of Cavan themselves, who have come across and have been recognised as being the most generous hosts that have the flag for decades. And that's the basis of the gathering as well. It's not going to be people like myself. I don't come from the county, so I probably don't know that many Cavan.
But you can be influential, and you can be instrumental in supporting and giving confidence to people. So while you're trying to play down your role, it is a very important role.
Yes, it is, but a key role I think in moving the county forward, but particularly in the gathering, it's going to be that personal contact that somebody will ring up somebody abroad, or they'll go to the local development association and say, let's add on a little bit to our festival this year. Or some of the great ideas that I know we're going to hear tonight, they're all being formulated here in the background, as you know.
Well, thank you very much, Jack. Cavan TV will be well placed to support the process, and as you know, we have large numbers from abroad, and we hope to support the gathering plus the plan in August. So thank you very much for contributing to this tonight.
I'd like to just wish Cavan TV well, and I think Cavan managed.
Shows Imelda from the gathering.
Of the gathering in the Hotel Kilmore. You must be pleased with the turnout in Cavan here tonight.
Delighted. Even better than expected, actually. So there's about 150, 160 people here tonight, actually. So and the enthusiasm in the room is absolutely brilliant, and everybody coming up with some great ideas. So great turnout. So absolutely delighted.
But possibly Cavan, as you would know, we've hosted the FLA for the last few years, and this is the final year, so people know what's involved and the importance of engaging with a process like this.
Yeah, and actually I think that's one of the things we're very excited about coming into Cavan, because you've got the expertise and the history of organising great events in Cavan. So and next year, I know with the FLA not here, so you've got loads of time, everybody loads of time in their hands, and be able to organise loads of gatherings. But the gathering as well, it's not just about sort of organising big events, and the big events are brilliant like the FLA, but it's about everybody and all the individuals that were involved in the FLA. So for instance, it's about them themselves organising their own little gatherings and reaching out and inviting their friends, their family, their connections and everything home to Ireland in 2015.
Yeah, well, it's evident from tonight that even community groups, apart from the hospitality, which are the normal ones that benefit from these events, there seem to be quite a number from community groups that might organise small local events so that they can encourage people to come home and participate in their activities.
Exactly. And we've been engaging and talking to organisations at national level, like the GAA, so for instance, and I know there's some local GAA reps here today, and the GAA at national level are going to be organising a big inter-club competition, and which will take place in every county in Ireland as well. So it's associations and groups like that, just as an example, who they have their connections and their networks all over the world, and GAA teams all over the world. So they'll be inviting them home hopefully to sort of play, have an county club competition.
Yeah, because they have indicated that we do some work with the GAA on a sports programme, and they had some concerns about the number of people having to emigrate. So these type of things, that maybe once a year that a member from their own community might come home to their local event as part of the gathering.
That's it, exactly. Like I know already some people over in Germany, and they're involved in the GAA club in Munich, and they already have got sort of letters from their GAA club in Munich saying, okay, we're organising a team, we're coming home and we're going to sort of play in the interclub competition in 2013 next year.
Right,
so there's great excitement, and it's people like that as the Irish like that, we're involved in Irish clubs and various organisations around the world as well. And it's about us in the clubs and associations in Ireland, but reaching out, organising a gathering that will bring them home as relevant.
Yeah, so the momentum that they have with them coming home might encourage others to come with them.
Exactly, that's it, bringing family and friends, as many people as possible.
And the response nationally to this?
Has been great. As I said, we're like talking to the way sort of it's working. We've got a sort of what we call a partners program, and we've been working and talking to people, national organisations, from corporate companies like KPMG to universities to, as I said, organisations and associations as well at national level, and they're all committing to organising their own gatherings and also spreading the word from us. So you take a big corporate company like KPMG or PwC, say for instance, they've committed to organising their own alumni event, and anyone who ever trained or worked with them and they're now around the world, bringing them home for a big event. So all organisations, from DAA to off the top of my head, but they're great interest.
So you hope to build on the number of people that have turned, the momentum that's really been created here tonight, and so you'll have follow-on things and follow-on support to different community groups that might make contact with you coming into 2013.
Well, this is it. I mean, it is very much up to people themselves. I mean, they need to organise their own gatherings, but at the same time, we are there to support them and help them with tools and supports and websites and everything else. And also, we have a big marketing team behind us, so we'll be promoting and marketing the gathering all over the world, and making sure that all the events and the gatherings that everybody, as individuals and associations are organising, they're seen by everybody all over the world. So we'll be supporting all the gatherings taking place.
So there's, in a sense, possibly a very bright future for Ireland tourism into 2013 and beyond.
I really hope so.
Imelda, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that was the gathering, which took place last Wednesday in the Hotel Kilmore, and it's great to see it so well attended by members of the public. So we look forward to the event in 2013, and I'm sure there were some very good suggestions given on the evening. So sin dear an chlór Community Focus or cavantv.com by me Rasharish, Jacathan Shahugging or Hug the Clug. That brings to an end tonight's Community Focus show on cavantv.com. I'll be back again next Wednesday evening at the same time with more community related news. A very special thanks to everyone who contributed to the programme this evening. Thanks for watching the programme and have a great week. Slán!